Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. I wanted to sit down and film another get ready with me. So I'm testing out a couple of new products that I was so excited to try, a few glowy options, hydrating options that are really nice for the spring and summer. And then I used some of my go-to staples as well. So I hope you guys enjoy this makeup look. I just wanted to do something like really coppery, really fun for summer. And I'll also be sharing some skincare products as well. So I do want to say thank you to BeautyPie for sponsoring the beginning of today's video. I love BeautyPie. I talk about their products all the time on my channel, whether they are sponsoring a video or not, because these are genuinely products I love. Last year I tried their makeup products for the first time, and over the past few months I've been testing out a ton of their skincare products, and I've been blown away by the quality. So BeautyPie is a one-stop shop for everything beauty related. They have makeup and skincare. They also have hair products, fragrance, body products. Members can shop so many amazing luxury products without paying luxury prices. So an annual membership is $59, but I do have a coupon code, so if you use the code INTRA sent me, you can actually get $10 off your annual membership or $10 off your first purchase. I pay for my own membership because it's something that I genuinely think is worth the money. I've been able to save a ton of money by getting really high quality products for really great prices. So today, like I said, I wanted to share a couple of my favorite skincare products that I use in the morning before I do my makeup. So I already washed my face, but I don't have any other skincare products on, so I'm going to start with this one. This is new from BeautyPie. It is the Youth Balm 360 Radiance Serum. So this is available now on their website. I'll link it in the description box below along with everything else that I talk about. But they did send this to me a little bit early so I could test it out, and I've been loving it. You guys, this is a gorgeous premium formula. BeautyPie actually collaborated with world-renowned dermatologist Dr. Andrew Markey to create this serum. This product is fully loaded. It has a blend of 15 different science-backed skincare actives. It's meant to visibly firm, resurface, brighten, tighten, hydrate, and glow. And all of those benefits are in this one bottle. It is a very lightweight hydrating serum. So it sinks into the skin really quickly, but it leaves my skin feeling so refreshed and really hydrated, and it looks really glowy. And not only when you initially apply it, but over time, the more that I use it, the more that I notice my skin kind of takes on its own natural radiance, which I love. So I just take the bottle and push down on the button and then unscrew the cap, and you get half a dropper full, which is definitely enough to cover your entire face. I just squeeze this out onto my hand. You could definitely start with less if you don't feel like you need as much, but if I have any extra, I usually just pull it down onto my neck as well. And then I just gently apply it to my skin. It's super lightweight, really smoothing, and like I said, it sinks in quickly. So sometimes if I'm wearing makeup, I don't like to use really heavy serums in the morning because I feel like they do affect my makeup application. But because this is so lightweight, I feel like it is perfect for my morning routine. This is not a sticky serum at all. It's very hydrating, really smoothing, and you're left with just a really natural, radiant glow. Nothing too over the top, just something that looks really natural and soft. So this serum is $48 for BeautyPie members. The typical retail value for something like this would be $185. And I actually looked up products from different brands to see what they were charging, and a lot of brands charge over $200, $250. I saw some for like $500. $600. They are outrageously priced. So this one is such a great option because there are a lot of great ingredients in here. You can read more about the specific ingredients they chose to put in this product on the BeautyPie website because there was definitely a lot of thought when creating this, and I have seen amazing results with it. So whether you have dry skin or oily skin, I think you could definitely benefit from this product. So next I'm going to apply the triple hyaluronic acid elastic lifting eye serum. I've actually been using this for the past few months, and I just love the formula of this product. It is super lightweight because it is a serum texture. So I typically just kind of, again, blend it in like that very gently, and then I'll just take my finger and tap it in. I've been dealing with dryness around my eyes this year, and this product just, it makes them feel so soft and hydrated all day long. So typically I will use this product in the morning, but you can also use it at night as well. I've also been using this product for a few months too. I've talked about this on my channel. It is the BeautyPie Happy Face Extreme Relief Cica Moisture Cream. This product is just so soft, so beautiful on the skin. It is immediately soothing. It is one of the most hydrating products that I've tried, but it also leaves your skin feeling and looking really soft. To finish off before I go in with makeup, I've been testing this product out, so it's a little bit newer to me. It's the BeautyPie Ultralight Daily SPF 30. It is incredibly lightweight, and some sunscreens just feel really heavy on the skin, and I do have acne-prone skin. So clogged pores and breakouts are always a concern of mine, and I love this product because it blends in really nicely. It's not matte, but it's also not overly hydrating. I feel like this is just a really nice option for spring, and heading into summer, it is definitely something I'm going to use as well. So let me just blend this in. I just like to make sure that I apply enough so my skin is really protected. So I'll put a link in the description box below to the products that I mentioned. Don't forget you can use my code AndreaSentMe to get $10 off your annual membership or your first BeautyPie purchase. Let's jump into the makeup. I'm going to kick things off with the Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin Blurring Balm Powder. This sounds so interesting. You can use this in a couple of different ways. You can use it on its own as a primer. They say you can also use it as a contour on the face and the eyes. It's supposed to be a texture-reducing, coverage-boosting, blurring balm to powder that balances oils throughout the day while also maintaining hydration, which sounds perfect for my oily skin. So today I'm actually going to test this out as a primer. I decided to go with the shade 2. When I was looking at the swatches online, 1 and 2 looked kind of interchangeable, and I figured I would probably get a little bit of a tan this year or this summer, so I thought I would go with the shade that was just a little bit darker. So this does have some pigment to it. Let me just swatch it for you. So as you blend it out, wow, it does have an interesting texture. So it kind of feels like the e.l.f. Putty Primer, but a little bit thinner. And then as you blend it, it definitely blends into more of like a true powder finish. So I'm going to take it and apply it right where I deal with a little bit of texture and some more obvious pores, which for me is right around this area and then also right here. I'm sure you could use a brush with this, but I feel like your fingers are a nice option because it just kind of almost melts the product into the skin. And wow, it does have a little bit of coverage. I didn't expect this product to really provide coverage because I thought maybe it was more of a sheer product with just like a slight hint. And they do claim that you can wear this on its own. And now I'm kind of curious to try it out on its own to see how that would look, just because it provides just like a soft hint of color. But I'm also going to go in this area where I tend to deal with a little bit of texture as well. This seems to be a pretty good shade match. Like I said, I do deal with a little bit of redness, but compared to my neck, I feel like it is a good shade match. It's maybe just slightly light, but because I am using it as a primer today, that won't really matter. So I'm just going to take a little bit on my forehead. It's nice. I definitely don't think the texture is the same as the e.l.f. Putty Primer, which is what I thought at first. But the e.l.f. Putty Primer is maybe a little bit thicker, and this is more of a thin formula. I mean, you can definitely tell it has coverage because I just went in and kind of randomly applied it, but the areas where I didn't apply it, like specifically on my cheeks, look a lot more red. Actually, I'm just going to take it and apply it on my eyelids as well because it said that you can use it on the eyes too. So I'm going to use it as an eyeshadow primer today. And I do tend to deal with a little bit of redness on my eyelids. So I feel like this is a nice option because it's very soft, really lightweight, but it is going to kind of cancel out that redness. So you can see the difference between my eyelids. This product does come with like a little scoop, which I could have used, but you know, for something like this, I feel like I would probably just apply it directly with my fingertips. Because I'm testing out a new primer and potentially a new concealer, I'm just going to use a foundation that I'm familiar with. So this is the Catrice True Skin Hydrating Foundation. So I'm going to mainly be using the shade 030 Neutral Sand. I pretty much used this one up. This one is 04 Neutral Porcelain, but I have like a super small amount left, so I'm just going to mix in a tiny bit of that. I'll put a list of all of the makeup brushes that I'm using in the description box below in case you guys are curious. But I'm just going to speed through this part because I haven't switched up my foundation routine too much over the past year. I am curious to try out some new options, but this one just works well for me. Whether I do want more of a full coverage look or if I want something a little bit more sheer and lightweight, I'll just go in with a beauty sponge. I've actually been mixing it with the Tower 28 tinted sunscreen, and that's a nice option on days where I want a super glowy look, because the Tower 28 sunscreen just kind of shears it out a little bit. But I feel like this is a really quick product to just blend out. It honestly takes me maybe 2 minutes, especially if I'm not talking and I'm just throwing it on and trying to run out the door. You know what? I feel like that Danessa Myricks product did really fill in a lot of my pores, because usually when I go in with foundation, I still see a lot of obvious pores, especially around my nose, and that really isn't the case today. So I mean, obviously I have to wear my makeup throughout the day, but initially I really like that product as a primer because it just makes everything look really smooth, really even. I also feel like because it is tinted, it does help with a little bit of redness, because even when I go in with my foundation, sometimes that redness just kind of peeks through, especially around my nose. Now I do notice on my eyes, it is kind of creasing. So I think if I was to wear it on its own, I'd have to almost immediately set it with powder. So I think that's it for foundation. This looks really good. Now this foundation looks good on its own, but I think on top of that primer, it looks really smooth. I do have a new concealer, but I think it's going to be just a little bit too dark, so I don't think it's going to work because I have no self-tan on at all. I think if I had a little bit of self-tanner on, I could make this work for me, but this is from Saie Beauty. It is the Hydrabeam Concealer, and this is the shade 3. Now, they did send this to me in the mail as PR. I think I might just end up purchasing the shade 2. I think that might be a better match right now, but I think I'm going to try mixing it in with a concealer that's more on the matte side. I've swatched this concealer and it is so gorgeous. It gives your skin like this beautiful glow, but because this is just going to be a little bit too dark, I don't think I'll be able to wear it on its own. So first I'm going to take a little bit of the KVD Good Apple Concealer. I have the shade Light 119, and I'm just going to take this right here and then a little bit right here, here, and here, just like a few dots of it. Then I'm going to take a little bit of the Saie concealer because this is supposed to be super glowy. Like I said, I have swatched it. It's a really gorgeous formula, but it's just going to be a little bit too dark on its own. So I'm just going to kind of mix them together and see how they work together. My go-to concealer brush is dirty, so I'm just using this one from Real Techniques. I've been trying to go with a little less concealer than I used to because I do find that if I apply too much concealer, no matter what, it just kind of enhances the fine lines under my eyes. It can be like the lightest, softest formula, but inevitably if you have too much product, it's just going to really cake up under the eyes. So I'm really curious about this Saie Beauty one because it's so soft and lightweight. I'll make sure to swatch it for you guys on its own so you can see what it looks like. But I think it could be a good alternative, or no, it could be a good option to mix in with some of my more matte concealers just to balance them out a little bit. But I think that looks pretty. This Saie concealer definitely added a little bit of a glow, which I like. I have trouble with glowy concealers because, like I said a million times, my skin is oily, so they tend to break down on me a little bit more quickly, but I think I will purchase the lighter shade of this and really test it out thoroughly and let you guys know what I think. If I wasn't like filming or going anywhere today, I would just wear this to see how it works, which is what I'll probably do before I buy a lighter shade. But I'll keep you posted. But mixing it together, it did provide a nice glow. Next, I'm just going to take a little bit of the LYS Beauty Triple Fix Translucent Setting Powder, and I'm just going to use this to set my under eye concealer. This is really nice to use with more glowy products because it does lock your concealer or whatever you're wearing into place, but it doesn't completely erase that glow. Even if it does initially, it will come back within, about an hour. I'm also just going to blend out that product on my eyes and use this powder to set it into place too. So I just find that it lightly sets my skin without being overly mattifying. So I've been trying to use this in my T-zone or in places that I just deal with texture because, again, I find that sometimes when I go in with really heavy powders, it enhances my texture more. I am going to take a little bit of the ColourPop Pretty Fresh powder in Fair 4. I'm going to use a little bit more of a fluffy brush, and I'm just going to tap off a lot of the excess because I don't want to over powder, and then I'm just going to lightly go over the rest of my skin. Like I said, I've been trying to have a slightly lighter hand with powder. I used to use a damp beauty sponge, which I do still think is the best option for really locking your makeup into place all day long, but again, it can be a little bit heavy for day to day. So for the brows, I'm going to be taking the Kosas Air Brow. I have the shade Dark Brown, and I'm just going to run this through my brows and let it dry while I do my eyes. I think I used this in my last Get Ready With Me. This has been my go-to lately because it's just such a quick and easy product to use. It's nice because it does define the brows and it locks them into place, but it still manages to look really fluffy, very hair-like. I'm just going to let that dry while I do the eyes, and then I'll go back in and define them a little bit more. So I'm going to be using the Patrick Ta Major Dimension 2 Rose Palette. I did use this in another video. I did a pretty dramatic look, but I kind of focused more on the pink tones. Today I want to do a true, like, warm, summery eye. So I'm going to start with these two colors, mix them together for the transition color, and then take this one in the crease. Now, inevitably, no matter what type of look I end up doing, it always looks a little bit rosy toned because the palette does lean more pink toned overall. If you're looking for more of a typical warm toned neutral palette, you might like the original one, but I've just been having a lot of fun with this one, so I figured I would use it in another video in case you also have it and you're curious to know what other type of looks you can do. So this palette does blend really well, and it looks like it is blending nicely on top of the Danessa Myricks product as an eyeshadow primer, which is nice. I say this in most videos, but in case you've missed it, I do have just like this invisible dryness right here. It doesn't feel dry when I'm doing my skincare or when I'm not doing my makeup, but no matter what I do, eyeshadow doesn't typically blend super well right over this spot. So if it looks a little bit patchy, that is why. It's not the eyeshadow, because this shadow does blend really nicely. So to save time, I'm just going to do everything on the right eye and then do the left eye off camera. So next I'm just going to go in with that red tone. This is a very rich eyeshadow. So if you want more of an intense look, you could definitely go in with a dense brush and really stamp it on the eye. But I'm just going for a little bit of a softer look with the matte shadows. I definitely wanted to do more of a true warm toned look today. I was kind of going back and forth on what look I should do. I was going to use the Huda Beauty, what is that called? I picked up a Huda Beauty palette during the sale. I'll put a picture of it right here on the screen because for some reason the name is just completely escaping me and I have no idea. I was going to use that, but I feel like it didn't go with the rest of the products I wanted to use, like cheek products, lip products. So I'll use that in another video. Okay, so I know it looks a little bit messy, but I'll get there. I usually just go in and clean up a little bit once I'm done with the lid and the eyeliner. So for the lid, I'm going to take this shadow. I actually haven't used this one yet. I've only swatched it. It is a really gorgeous, intense, coppery shadow with a lot of gold to it. So I feel like this is going to be such a pretty option, especially for summertime. Wow, that is gorgeous. I don't know what they did differently with the shimmers in this palette, but the shimmers in the original Major Dimension they're not quite as creamy. The shimmers in here are just smooth. They have more of a creamy base, so you don't deal with a ton of fallout as well, but they just look gorgeous. I love that color. I don't wear a lot of colors like this these days, but I like it because it's colorful without being too over the top. It's really, really pretty. And typically when I'm doing more of a dramatic look, I'll make the outer corner look really dark, but I kind of like that the outer corner isn't a lot darker and it just goes from like a light shimmer up to like a faded matte shadow. That looks really pretty. So I'm going to clean it up a little bit and then I'm just going to apply liquid liner. This is the Urban Decay Perversion. I'm just going to do it off camera because I feel like I can't talk and apply liquid liner at the same time. I have to concentrate. So I'll be right back and then I'll finish the eyes and the brows. I'm just going to do something similar on the lower lash line. So I'm just going to mix the first two shadows together and blend that out. Then I'm going to take a little bit of the darker color and just blend that out on the lower lash line as well. I don't want to be too heavy-handed with this. I'm just going to kind of create a similar gradient. I'm going to be using the ColourPop Cream Gel Liner in the shade Get Paid on the waterline. This is one of my favorites. It's just a gorgeous metallic copper that I feel like will complement the shade all over my lid. I'm just going to go in with a little bit more of the shade I used in the crease. These don't have names, right? They do have names. They're just on the back, but I don't know if they're like flipped. So I don't know if Loyal is this shade or if Loyal is this shade. I think the color I'm using is Passion. I feel like that would make sense. This is so pretty. It's a little bit more intense than what I typically wear these days, but I just wanted to create like a fun summery look. My blending is getting out of hand. Apparently I'm having just a little bit too much fun. So I'm just going to take some concealer and just kind of clean that up because I don't want it to go too crazy. I'm going to finish off the brows, so I'm just going to take the Kosas Brow Pop pencil. Again, this one's in the shade Dark Brown, and I'm just going to use this to fill in my brows. With this brow gel, they don't need too much work afterwards, but I usually just extend them a little bit, and then I'll usually define the front just a little bit as well. Then I'm just going to take a little bit of the Urban Decay pencil in Dark Drapes, and I'm actually just going to use the brow pen side and just lightly define the brows a little bit more. I'm almost done with the eyes. I'm just going to take the lightest shade from this palette and use that as a brow bone highlight. And I like using this shadow because it just kind of smooths over any patchiness. If there's, you know, like I said, there's a spot on this eye that just doesn't allow eyeshadow to blend really well. So I feel like this just kind of helps diffuse the edges a little bit. For mascara, I'm going to be using this one from Saie. I got a little set from Sephora that had like 5 different mascaras. So I've been testing all of them out, and I like this one. I've only used it, I think, twice at this point, but it is more of like a typical plastic wand, and the end has like that spiky ball on it that's supposed to give your lashes just like a little bit of added length. But so far I like this one because it does separate the lashes well, but it does provide a little bit of volume. So overall, I do think it gives them a nice dramatic look, but not a clumpy look. I don't really mind clumpy mascaras because the more dramatic looking, the better for me personally. But if you do prefer more of a dramatic separated look, then you might really like this formula. So I usually go over my lashes with 2 coats, just using like the regular wand. And then for the third coat, I'll kind of flip it and use the end to really define the lashes. So here's the first coat. This is the second coat. I feel like the second coat really lengthens the lashes nicely, but again, they're still really separated. There is no clumping going on. And this mascara does do a good job of just kind of lifting and curling them. And then for the third coat, I usually just kind of take the end of the mascara and run that through, and I feel like that just adds a little bit more drama. To be honest with you, I don't love that mascara on the bottom lashes, so I am just going to be using the ColourPop Level Up Lengthening Mascara. This really is my go-to for the bottom lashes these days. The wand is super long. I like this on the top lashes too, but on the bottom lashes it's nice because it really, sorry, I'm trying to figure out the best way to do this and keep talking. It really grabs onto every single lash and coats it so well. Let me move on to the cheeks. So for bronzer, I'm just using the Flower Beauty Heat Wave Luminous Bronzer. I'm just going to apply this to my cheeks and my forehead and just lightly bronze. I don't want to go in too heavy because I'm using one of the Bare Minerals bronzers, which is supposed to give you like that bronzed blushy glow. So I definitely want that to kind of be like the star of the show when it comes to the cheeks. When I was placing an order for the Yummy Skin Balm, I also picked up the Bare Minerals bronzer in the shade Kiss of Copper. I saw that they restocked all of the shades, and I've been wanting to try this for a little while. I feel like it gets a lot of hype, so I have used this probably 2 or 3 times. It is a gorgeous color. Now, I told you guys in my last Get Ready With Me, I've been pulling my blush in a little bit closer to my nose. I feel like that it's just such a pretty look for spring and summer. I've been seeing a lot of people do that on YouTube, on TikTok, and I love how it looks. I kind of go back and forth. Like sometimes I'm a big blush fan, sometimes I'm not. But lately I've been loving a little bit more of an intense blushed look, whether I'm wearing, you know, dramatic eye makeup or more subtle eye makeup. And I think this color is so pretty. This is a nice formula. It definitely has a little bit of a glow to it without being too shimmery or overly luminous, but you get a very similar effect to when you use the Patrick Ta duos. I used this Patrick Ta duo in my last video, and I applied the powder and then I applied the cream on top. And again, it just gave you a little bit of a glow. Now this is not a cream, it's a true powder blush. But if you like powder blushes and you want a little bit of that glow, this is a great option. Now I just went in with 1 layer. It is a pretty, I mean, I don't know that it's like an overly pigmented blush, but I think you could build it up if you have a deeper skin tone or you want more of a vibrant look, especially if you use a dense brush. I think this is it the lightest shade they have? I can't remember if it's the lightest. I think there was also like a super pinky tone shade, and then there was like a deeper berry shade as well. But this blush really does give you that I've been out in the sun all day type of look. So if you like that type of look, I think you would like this. It is also very blendable, which is nice, and just kind of smooth on the skin. I grabbed a highlighter. I also applied a little bit of concealer and powder to that freckle on my nose, but I think I'm going to take, okay, I'm always so nervous to do this. I'm just going to take a little bit of blush on the bridge of my nose. So in my last Get Ready With Me, I was putting it on the tip of my nose, and you guys were like, no, you need to put it on the bridge of your nose. And I don't know why, but for some reason that intimidates me. I don't know if I like that look on me. And I also think I just applied too much. I'm just not sure if it works with my face shape. I feel like blush as a whole just tends to be a little bit intimidating for me. So just kind of trying like a new technique throws me off a little. So for highlighter, I just have the LYS Beauty Aim High Pressed Highlighter in Brave, which is this really beautiful golden champagne. This is a little bit more of an intense highlighter, so I'm not going to go in with too much. And honestly, this blush already gives such a beautiful glow. But I feel like it is nice to apply just a little bit to tie everything together. I'm also going to apply this to the inner corner, which, as you can see, when you use a dense brush, you get more of a true metallic sheen. For the lips, I'm using the About Face Fixed Lip Pencil in the shade Cradled. This is such a good formula. It's just very smooth, really creamy, but then it dries down and locks your lip color into place. This color is just a really pretty warm toned nude that I feel like kind of enhances whatever color I put on top. So on top, I'm going to try this product. This is from Item Beauty. I got this in another Sephora set that came with a bunch of mini products. This is the Lip Quick Lip Oil in the shade Come Through. I love lip oils. I love that they are so trendy right now. I mean, I have a lot of favorites, but lately I've really been loving the Milani ones. Oh, this smells really good. This has a very intense citrus scent. What is it? Is it like a peach scent? It smells really, really good. Okay, guys, that is all that I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I just thought it'd be fun to get ready. I've been trying to film more of these get ready with me videos as I test out new products and just kind of use some of my favorites. If I'm sitting down and doing my makeup and getting ready anyway, I would love to be able to film it and share it with you. And honestly, I just love filming them and hanging out with you. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video too. So I did test out some new makeup in this video. I'm planning on doing a big speed reviews video probably next week. So stay tuned for that. That should be up soon, and I'll share my final thoughts on all of the new products I tested out. But so far, I think I discovered some new products that are going to be really nice for the spring and summer. Again, I do want to say thank you to BeautyPie for sponsoring a portion of today's video. I'll put a link to BeautyPie in the description box below so you guys can check them out. And you can use the code Andrea sent me for $10 off your annual membership or your first purchase if you want to try anything out. But I'll see you guys very soon with a new video. Bye.